Hello everyone, we are here today at Legacy Charlotte for race number 9 of 10, second to last race of the season before the final race. So, as these drivers are pacing along, turning 1 and 2 now they're on the back straightaway. On pole position is going to be the 28 of Eric Keeter by 400ths of a second with a 29.01. So, Peter with pole position right now. Let's take a quick look at our playoff standings going to the race. On the bottom left of your screen, there are the playoff standings. Aaron Brown and Eric Heater are separated by 1 point. They'll make that 2 since Heater got pole position. He's going to have that 1 point advantage, or that 2 point advantage now over Aaron Brown heading into this race. So, driver's about to go green. So, we'll see how it plays out here. Pace car is off. And the green flag is out, and we're racing here at Charlotte.
Michael actually got a bit of a better start there as he pulls a little bit on Heater, but I think Heater, because of the inside line, is just going to have the advantage into turn 1, just less distance. There's not enough speed for that outside line to really have much of an effect. Now Heater clears him off the corner, Keplinger with a little bit of a run on the inside, and Michael is going to push Eric Heater down the backstretch, gaining a little bit on the inside lane of Eric Keplinger. Eric Heater now finds himself single file out in the lead and pulling away. Oh, contact! Luke Lafaro into the wall. He had some contact. Oh, Brock Packard across the runoff too. Nearly comes back onto the track and causes a wreck. Luke Lafaro still very, very slow in the infield now. Let's take a look. I'm going to take a look at a replay here and see what happened.
It looks like
there's some extreme netcode contact with Malachi Drake. Like that is horrible netcode. That's just really unfortunate for Luke Lafaro.
He might have just got loose. I don't know if that was. Yeah, it looks like he got loose and just hit the wall. 5 point. So that's gonna be unfortunate for Luke Lafaro, as we're still green right now. Heater has a little advantage over Michael Rosero. Michael closing just a little bit.
Ooh, up the track goes Vincent Gucci, running a little higher than he wanted to and getting into the wall. Now he's going to come under pressure from Aaron Brown. Good for Aaron Brown. Then he comes up another position. Zachary Thornton trying to follow him through on the inside. Aaron Brown now takes the place ahead of Vincent Gucci, and so does Zachary Thornton. Both of them are now clear of him. Nearly contact as Zach was a little bit slower on the exit of the corner than Vincent Gucci, and he's having to give him space. Clears himself though, and now Zachary Thornton takes, I believe, his 8th place.
Eric Keeter still out in front, kind of just leading this 5-car pack. Not really much to say. Let's just say, I mean, just kind of single file from here on out. The only battle side by side is Zachary Thornton and Vincent Gucci in the back.
Yeah,
it's on the inside.
Zach's still fighting on the outside. And from testing, we've seen that the outside lane is very viable here if you run it right, but the inside lane prevailing for now for Vincent Gucci, but Zachary Thornton gets the crossover move and down the front straightaway through the through the quad oval. Zachary Thornton gets slightly ahead going into turn 1 and now clears him on the inside line. But so far early in this run, it looks like the inside is prevailing, but I think later in the run we'll see that outside lane really start to become a better lane. Side
by side for the way to see. Keplinger gives Michael a big shove to the inside. Peter defending well on the outside. Let's see who gets off the exit. Better.
Tiny bit of contact.
Peter trying to pitch out Michael a little bit, but who will lead this lap? Peter leads this lap on lap 8. If Michael can still fight on the inside line.
Definitely trying to cut down on corner exit to get a run on the exit. Is now still side by side for the race lead, but the high lane, I think, may be starting to come in. However, Eric Heater is known for being very, very good at that high line, and Heater pinning him down just a little bit. And you get a run off the corner and take back the race lead, clear of Michael Rosero now.
It looks like the outside's pretty good if you're trying to pinch the person down. On board with Eric Keeter, just running that low line for now. Go on board with Michael Rosero, just following Heater, trying to get that run. He had a really good run with that shove with Keplinger, so I think if Michael can get on his Heater's outside, I think he can maybe try to make a move here. But we'll see how these tires wear out, and I mean, we're only about 8 laps into the race, and still about 3 laps to go for halfway from the stage. And right now it's kind of about the same, like space in between drivers. Top six kind of stay within the same bubble they were before on like the lap like 4. So see how this like dirty air plays out. And Michael with another good shove, Kepler going to the inside of Eric Heater.
Trying to go to the inside of the Eric Heater, but I think the outside is starting to get better as the inside seems like it's a little bit too slick. Michael getting tight mid-corner, and I don't know if that's the right term, but Michael looked tight in that corner, and it looks like the outside is just turning better right at the moment. So I think this could stay the way it is for a little bit here, unless something big changes, or if Heater tries to run a different line. Still single file at the moment. Luke Lafaro, obviously, is 2 laps down now, obviously with trouble on the first lap of the race, and his race is already taken a really horrible turn, but he's only 2 laps down. I think with cautions, there could be, obviously there's going to be one stage caution, and he'll get his wave arounds there. If there's another caution, he can get another wave around and get back on the lead lap. So it's not totally over for Luke Lafaro at the moment, but he does have some damage, which he will need to fix later, obviously during a caution.
I think he actually might have paid already because faster here.
Michael Rosero.
Pretty clean.
Michael Rosero to the inside of Eric Heater, side by side through turn 2, and Michael Rosero still door-to-door with Eric Heater off the corner, but once again, that outside has just got a good run. Not clear yet. It's not over. Michael sends it into the corner, sends it deep. Not going to clear Eric Heater, which he probably wanted to there, try and do a slide job, but still side by side down the front straightaway. You can fight on the inside, but the outside you can really stay in the lead. However, Michael takes the lead for a moment, but Eric Heater is going to have that nose just in front down the backstretch. Eric Keplinger waiting in the wings. If these two make contact, he can take this race lead easily. Michael, arcing it in a little bit more, trying to find anything, using every inch of the racetrack he can find.
Seems like Heater got a little bit tight there. Had to check up, but I think he still led that lap right there by maybe
6,000.
Yeah, 6,000th of a second. So very close. Michael, clips
Michael
the apron.
A little bit loose, hit the apron.
It up.
Malachi Drake closing back up on this group after battling with the cars behind. There's a bit of a train behind Joseph Madigan now. His last lap was half a tenth slower than Malachi Drake up in front, as now it's still side by side between Michael Rosero and Eric Heater. For a moment it was, but here comes Eric Keplinger trying to push Michael Rosero, not making a move. I feel like Keplinger's maybe saving his stuff. I think he can go a lot faster than these top 2 at the moment, but I think he's playing the long game just like he did at Las Vegas, and that got him the victory there. He's also a pretty good tire saver, just historically, so we'll see what happens here. I know I was in the same position that Keplinger was at back in the ARCA series at Charlotte, and that's how I managed to win that race through tire saving.
Yeah, I think Keplinger might be trying to push Michael up there and have him use his tires and battle with Heater, and have Heater use up his tires and try to maybe get them to both use up their tires, and he can just go by later in the run. But so far over 16 laps green and no caution, as the field's pretty kind of just in different packs. Top 4, 3 back, 1 back, and 3 back. So like kind of just spread out. As Michael trying to get to the outside of Eric Heater. Looks like the outside lane's kind of, the inside isn't the preferred lane so far with these older tires. Kind of what we saw at Chicago, and maybe not up against the wall like Aaron Brown was doing, but maybe a little bit more to the middle side as Michael ran a little bit more higher than he did before. Or gets down the apex, and he's going to get a good run off the exit.
Side by side for the race lead and side by side. Oh, Keplinger weaving all over. I thought he was going to turn Michael Rosero there. That was a huge push from Eric Keplinger. And Michael takes the lead momentarily, but here comes Eric Heater still fighting back on that outside line. This is how it's been for a while in this race, as we're coming up on 1/4 distance. Keplinger almost up into the wall there. He was like a centimeter away from it.
As Michael clears him, and here goes Malachi Drake looking for 3rd place.
Yeah, Michael clears Heater for the race lead, and as you said, Malachi Drake fighting now on the inside of Eric Keplinger. I don't know if Eric Keplinger really cares that much, because I mean, if his strategy is tire saving, then that will be perfect for him.
Oh,
As Heater gets into the wall, and here comes Malachi Drake, now going to take second. Fourth to second at 1 lap for Malachi Drake. Clears him.
I think Kelpinger may have got a dirty air from Heater sliding up right in front of him off the exit of the corner. Michael Rizzuro now has about a half-second lead over second place Malachi Drake. So,
yeah, Michael
Drake
is gone.
Yeah. Biggest lead we've seen so far today. Let's see if Malachi's been saving his tires pretty well. Maybe he can reel in that gap a little bit on Michael. Also, we have pit stops coming up pretty soon with the 60% fuel. As right now, like a quick up there on Luke Lafaro. Looks like he got by Joseph Madigan. He's battling Luke Peters, but obviously he's not on the lead lap. So I guess he'll have to, like you said, he'll have to make some time up on the caution. Hope for maybe another caution. So
what I'm wondering is if Michael's using his tires right now, because he half a second in 1 lap. I think Heater kind of used up his tires. I think he used up all of his pace. Either that, or he's really saving hard. But his cars look tight the last few laps, so I think he may be out of tires. And Michael is just flying. I mean, I don't. He extended his lead another 200ths that lap, and now it's up to nearly 7/10. As Malachi is still pulling away from Heater. He's pulled away a couple tenths. I think Heater's tires are in the worst condition out of all the top 4 at the moment, and Keplinger trying to work his way past if possible. Although I feel like he's probably content to just sit where he is right now, because I don't think he's in any danger of going a lap down, obviously. So it'll still be a decent position for when the stage caution inevitably comes out.
as Michael Rizzuro and Malachi Drake just kind of about staying the same from my gap at least. I'm not really. Michael's not really pulling away a ton. Malachi's not really gaining a ton, so kind of just a stalemate for now. But everyone's kind of just spread out right here. It's kind of like a real life. I feel like kind of like Charlotte race. Kind of after the first like 15 or so laps, we'll just kind of get spread out a little bit. Tire safety becomes a little bit more of an issue. Here, is under attack by Eric Kelpinger. Kelpinger, I think he might have been trying to get that clean air on the inside. He has a run. He could maybe take it, but doesn't. We've seen Kelpinger been pretty patient this season as Zachary Dorian down pit lane on lap 23.
It's a very early pit stop. That's kind of strange. I don't know if he had a problem with his car or not. As Luke Lafaro has now unlapped himself from Aaron Brown to take what is sort of a phantom 5th place on the track, but he'll get his laps back under caution. And it's still a battle for 4th. Eric Keplinger and Eric Heater, a battle for 3rd, I should say. Heater and Keplinger are still basically in the same position they were. It's the same position they've been in for the last few laps. I think Keplinger's, he's been saving his tires, but I think about now is maybe when he would start to want to get out of the dirty air. Just strike his tires a little bit and just not have that such a risk, I guess you could, being behind a car that's slower than you, because obviously there is a risk with that.
The one good thing about Luke Lafaro right now is that he's showing some pretty good speed. He's up to 5th and actually catching Keplinger and Heater. So even though he's had a rough start to the race, he is showing some pretty good long run speed. But we'll see how it plays out for him in the second half of the race. But right now, Aaron 5th, he'll get that 1 point, and Heater would extend his lead to 4 right now. But we still, like I said, 15 laps to go, and most likely another pit stop coming up. So we'll see how this plays out. Michael Rizzuro in the lead, so he could maybe nab some bonus points. Obviously, leading the most laps is a bonus point. Leading a lap is a bonus point. And also, the stage win would be 5 points. So it just depends on how his pit stop is and if we have a caution or something. So, like I said, a lot left in the race. 13 laps to go. Left in the stage. So,
going into this race, Michael Rizzuro, he sits 27 points behind Eric Heater in the championship. So if he gets a top 3 in the points, that would be a very successful season for Michael Rizzuro. And I think that's really the goal, because there's a bit of a gap to 3rd in points from the top 2. So I think he's just a little bit too far behind the challenge for that championship. But I think he can definitely get top 3 in points.
Yeah,
and this would definitely help.
Pit lane.
A lot of people pitting earlier than I thought they would. It's interesting to see. I wonder how that strategy is going to play out, because I feel like they're going to get track position, but at what cost? I don't know how many tire sets we have here.
We do have 3 extra, so.
So, I mean, that could be useful, mid-race for the track position, but if there's a caution late in the race, that's really gonna hurt them because they won't have the tires at the end of the race.
Yeah.
As Brock really drifted up the track there. He's right in front of Luke Peters. However, I don't know if that's for position.
If I was these drivers in the back, kind of as Vincent Gucci down pit lane, also another playoff driver, and then the 9 machine. If I was these drivers, I would not be taking tires. I would be saving that extra set for the stage caution. Have 2 sets left in the last 40 laps of the race, because race points, finishing points are a lot more important than stage points, especially if you're not close to the top 5, like some of these drivers we're seeing pit right now, as Kenyon Washington also on pit.
If I was Aaron Brown at this moment, I'd try and start pushing and get up to this battle for third, especially with Luke Lafaro trying to unlap himself. Could cost those third and fourth place drivers some time, especially for the championship points. Because if Heater, you can't let Heater keep pulling away. He's got to start outscoring Heater. I mean, when you already have a points lead during the regular season, that's fine as long as you keep it relatively close. But when it comes down to the chase, when it's close, you can't let points, you can't let your championship rivals gain too many points on you. You're gonna have to try and get up to him and maybe pass him before the end of the stage. But what's really important is that he finishes ahead of him in this race. But it helps for the championship going into Homestead.
If I was Aaron Brown, I would probably maybe try a bold strategy and pit for tires here. Try to gain a few spots and try to overtake your Heater on pit stops. We still have 8 laps to go, so if he pits right now, lap times have fallen off a lot. So I believe last time by was a 31.28 for Michael Rosero. So that's about a second or so off from what we've seen before. If Aaron pits, he's going to gain about probably 8-7 seconds per lap. So I think that would pay off for Aaron, but I think it's a little bit too late to pit now. He won't get enough time if Heater decides to not take tires.
Yeah, lap times have gone off a lot. 2 seconds from their qualifying times nearly, and I don't think if I was Aaron, I wouldn't push on him though. I would pit a few laps from the stage. And try and get track position and see if I can hold on to it, because we've shown it's hard to pass at this track. Epplinger has now managed to get past Heater, and it took a while for Michael to get past here for the race lead. So we'll see. That's the strategy I would use.
Brock Packard down pit lane again. He might have got a penalty possibly. Not too sure, but he has made his second pit stop in the race. He's going to be 2 laps down.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. I believe. Can you get 2 wave rounds at the caution?
You only get 1 for actually a mile and a half, an hour and above. So.
Ooh, that's really not good for him, because who knows if we'll get another caution with how long we've been going green. I've probably just jinxed it right there. But yeah, that's going to be tough for Brock Packard from here on out. And actually, Luke Lafaro has jumped him on the racetrack, so that's even worse.
Has been really good today. He's been up there in front as Kenyon Washington. Spinning
down right in front of the 3rd and 4th place drivers. And that's held up Eric Keplinger. Heater had to avoid, and that's just gave Heater a massive lead over Keplinger as Zach gives the bumper to, doesn't put the bumper to him, but he gives him a little shove, Heater a little bit shoved through a corner, and that was chaotic. I believe Kenyon just got up into the wall. I'm not sure and he's weaving all over the place. He may have a ton of damage to his car. Wouldn't be surprised. That was a heavy whack to the wall. Sliding up the track again. Here comes Joseph Madigan with a ton of speed compared to him, and I think he has a lot of aero damage after that.
Yeah, and this is just helping Luke Lafaro as he's up to second technically on the racetrack. And if he can unlap himself before the end of the stage, he will be on the lead lap. So I don't know if he'll gain 4 seconds on Michael, but if Michael has to pit, like all these other drivers do, I think is Michael down pit lane.
So Luke Lafaro will unlap himself. And
everyone else
this is
stays.
very good for Luke Lafaro, because if things stay the way they are at the stage caution, he will be on the lead lap.
Yeah, he has shown some really good speed. He's went up the second after about 8 seconds behind these guys. He caught up. He was, unless he took tires when he spun, but still 2-lap tires don't really. I don't think he would have taken tires on his spin, but I don't know. We'll see how it plays out with coming to 2 to go as Aaron Brown and Michael Rosero off pit lane. Will Malachi Drake go down pit lane? No, he doesn't. Heater doesn't go down pit lane.
I think Heater wants the stage points.
I think these guys might possibly have been saving fuel. Possibly. As Heater down, Kepler down pit lane and Magan down pit lane. So, were these guys kind of just laying back and saving fuel? Because we saw they were kind of slow compared to Michael and Luke Lafaro, but
yeah,
we'll see how it plays out.
And if they were saving fuel and Malachi hasn't, it's going to be tight in fuel. It's going to be very tight in fuel. Let's see if Malachi can make it to the end on fuel, and or if he ends up pitting, because, well, it's lap 40.
Well, yeah,
so I don't really think he can pit. I don't think he can't pit from here.
Well, they can't pit right now if they want, but I'm not sure if it's. I don't know if they can make it, because I mean, Heater might have been saving a lot, but I don't know if,
Heater's out of fuel. Heater's out of fuel.
Well,
Heater's gaining
Drake,
a lot of Malachi. Malachi's slow too. He's really saving fuel. He may be clutching it. Oh, he's pitting. Going down pit road. Actually, that's a great strategy call, because when the 5th place car crosses the line, that's when the caution comes out.
Yeah, so he'll
leapfrog the whole field.
Peter's coming out pit lane also. Michael Rosero, will he be able to get there in time? I don't think he will. No, he doesn't make across the line. And Aaron Brown is not going to get stage points this race. Yeah, he's not, as he's getting really tight on the exit. And Aaron Brown's not going to get stage points. Zachary Thorne gets those stage points. And the caution is out.
So the standings at the line currently are Malachi Drake 1st, Eric Heater 2nd, Luke Peters 3rd, Michael Rosero 4th. I thought Michael was going to win the stage there.
Yeah, so that's a good call by these guys. But we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back for the green flag. Welcome back, everyone, here at Charlotte Motor Speedway as we're about to do the choose cone here. Peters elects the inside line.
So does
Most
Malachi.
drivers do.
Zach is the first person on the outside, so he basically leapfrogs up to what is net second.
Yeah, so interesting strategy by these drivers as we saw Heater and Malachi stay out, and Aaron, the big story, not getting any stage points this race. So
Luke Lafaro is still a lap down, so I don't know why his waiver.
he did get the wave around. I don't know why he was only one lap down, so that's kind of weird.
That's very strange. I think it may have been due to the pit stop. I think maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I think he had the pit right there and he got the wave, so it should be, I don't know. Well, he'll have to go for a caution at least, or something to happen. But one lap to green so far. Pace car lights are off. We're about to go green. Luke Peters in the hands of the field.
Yeah, I believe Luke Peters was the only person to not pit.
Yeah,
he goes.
He pitted during he may have took tires during his green flag pit stop, which I think allowed him to stay out. Zachary Thornton clears Malachi Jakes for a second, but not close enough to clear him. I thought he did clear him, but I guess Malachi just had the nose underneath him. Just side by side for second, now third.
Peter and Zach side by side. Aaron Brown and Eric Heater right in nose to tail. The two championship contenders. Will Zach loose? It looks like he just snapped loose on him mid-corner. Good job of saving it. I thought he was going to wreck there. As here comes Eric Heater looking to the outside of Malachi Drake for second place. And Peters with a big lead. So managing to keep it, but Heater with a beautiful move around the outside to take second place. A very clean move.
Yeah, and our leader that led for the majority of the first half of the race, Michael Rosero, all led about half and half for Pierre Keeter, but he led the second half of the first half. If that makes sense. And Madigan into the wall, contact with Aaron, and the Eric Keplinger. And they're around in the tri-oval, the quad-oval. But Keplinger and Madigan keep it going as Aaron and Joseph had contact there on the exit of turn green 4.
It seemed like, I don't know, I think it's a racing incident. I think they just sort of got together. I mean, it wasn't really either of them. Like, I don't know. I don't think you can really put the blame on either of them. That was just some hard racing.
Looks like Aaron got loose a little bit and clipped the apron down to Joseph Madigan. So, yeah, just hard racing, it seems like. And that's going to be unfortunate for Joseph Madigan as Eric Heater trying to chase down Luke Peters with those a little bit fresher tires than Luke Peters in the 50 machine.
Michael Rosero looking to the inside of Malachi Drake, who just doesn't seem to have the pace he did earlier in the race. As now Zachary Thornton is going to get past him on the inside here, or trying to. Hasn't done it yet. Working on the inside into turn 1. Malachi doing his best on the high line, but Zachary Thornton hits the apron and gets really loose. And that's going to let Malachi still get the run off the corner and keep, I believe, what is 4th place.
Peter trying to get to the outside of Luke Peters. Peters committed to that load line. Peters can't get to his outside quarter panel. Try to pinch him down the entry and exit of the corner, but
Heater has a run.
We saw Heater, he was a little bit slower in the second half of the first half. I don't know what else to say, but as they're side by side. But he might have been saving a little bit of fuel possibly, but he was pretty slow after the tires kind of wore out. But Luke Peters, now has a pretty big margin to Michael Rosero, who's the other guy on newer tires. But Michael, we saw him. He had a really good long run speed, but he just couldn't save enough fuel. It'll be interesting to see how this second half goes, and if either can if there's gonna be a fuel, if you'll have to make a pit stop since they had a little bit extra caution lap. We'll see.
And back to the championship. Currently, Eric Heater, your championship leader in the race, or currently your championship leader and also leading this race. And then Aaron Brown back in 6th. I have to worry for him about that because he didn't score stage points, and he's 5 places behind Heater, he's going to have to hope for a caution, and he's going to have to hope that Thornton has bad long run speed and he can pass Malachi, who just seems to have kind of dropped off his pace a little bit. Aaron Brown's last lap was actually slower than Malachi's last lap, not by much at all, but still, it's a battle for 4th. Zachary Thornton currently holding that 4th place ahead of Malachi Drake, and then Aaron Brown trying to catch up to this battle here. Aaron just all day just seems like he hasn't been able to catch anybody. Like he just hasn't had the pace, I feel like, all day. That's just kind of not a good time to have that happen. I mean, we've seen before earlier in the season how he can just pull miraculous results out of nowhere, and just, yeah, we'll see if he can do that this race. He's going to have to hope for another caution, or he's just really saving hard and going to try and push on later, which could be a strategy he's doing. I mean, it wouldn't be out of character, and it would be a smart strategy. But he can't afford to go too far behind Heater, and keep in mind, he's also going to have to pass all these guys, so, man, we'll see what happens.
As Michael Rosero closing the gap on Eric Heater. So, Heater might be trying to save a little bit like he did last time, 25 laps to go. We'll see. Michael was able to get to the lap 38, I believe, so those like 3 or 4 caution laps during the halfway break, he might be able to make it all the way without having to save like Heater did before, but we'll see how it plays out.
Yep. And that could be very interesting. Because Heater didn't look like he had great long run speed, and Michael now passed Luke Peters into 2nd place. It's one of the best runs Peters has had all season currently, and if he finishes here, this would be his best finish of the season. Could have gotten 2nd at Bristol Dirt, but contact on the last lap with Hayden Lowell, kind of ruined that for him. So let's see if he can get a top 3 this race.
Yeah, Michael Rosero is continuing to close the gap on Eric Heater. I don't know if he was trying to save a little bit, but Michael just seems really good on the long run. And yeah, I mean, I don't know. It'll be interesting to see how it plays out as Malachi Drake looking to the outside of Zachary Thornton.
Yep, here comes Malachi on the outside. He's going to take 4th place here. He's just about clear. He just about clears him right there by about a foot. Slots in front of Zachary Thornton. Malachi with stronger tires, and Zach was saying in chat, his long run speed is not great, so we could see that. I mean, you could see that taking effect here. Now, this would be good for Aaron Brown, because if he is saving, then this is pretty much ideal for him right here. Obviously, the running order. Oh, he hit the wall on the straightaway. That's very odd. But let's see if we can get past Zachary Thornton here. Let's see what the gap is at the line here. There's half a second that last lap. Now it's 3/10. So Aaron definitely with the upper hand in terms of pace right now, and I think he may have been saving. So you could see him charge through the field a little bit here. And Michael Rosero was able to pull something like a 2.7 to 3 second lead in it. So big gaps are closable, and if Aaron has saved his tires enough and can have enough tire performance towards the end of the race, he may be able to battle for that top 3, especially if Eric Heater's pace starts dropping off. So it's not over yet. As Michael is closing on Heater a little bit. He closed about a 10th in the last couple laps.
Yeah, everyone just really separate. A lot different than we saw at the beginning of the race, where it was about a 4-car pack at the beginning, and about a 3-car pack and another 3-car pack. I think it might be because a little bit different tire strategy, and not everyone on the same exact tire. Like maybe a lap 2 older, younger tires. So I think that might be a little bit of a factor play into it. But pretty spread out field so far. And Michael Rosero just inching his way to Eric Heater. Didn't really close too much last time by, but he is definitely closing just lap by lap, inch by inch. So 19 laps to go. I think he can definitely close the gap if he just manages his tires well and tries just to not burn his tires up too much while catching Eric Heater.
Yep, that's one thing he's got to be careful of. You know, you're in that position where you're pushing to try and catch the leader, and then once you get to them, you have no tires. Just look at the Formula One race at Bahrain this year. You know, once Verstappen had to let Hamilton by, he didn't have any tires left to chase after him with. So it happens in all motorsports, from oval racing to road racing. It's definitely a real thing. So you got to be careful.
Yeah, definitely. Michael losing a little bit of time that last time.
He lost a little bit of time, which tells me that either Michael is saving a little bit more, or he's kind of burned up at stuff a little bit. Malachi Drake closing in on Luke Peters for the top 3. He was 0.2 faster almost that last time by, and is currently one of the fastest drivers on track. And he's making progress back up the field, so let's see what he can do here.
Michael Rosero's a little bit closing on Eric Peter. Right now, Malachi Drake trying to get around Luke Peters, and we have a little bit of a battle in the back for fifth as Malachi Drake side by side with Luke Peters entering turn 1 and 2.
It's side by side, but that outside lane is just, once you get into the long run, that outside line just becomes superior by all accounts, and it's going to be tough for Malachi to get back. Sorry, I can't talk. Get back past him, unless he can get to his outside, which is tough to do sometimes. He's got a little bit of a run down the front straightaway, but he's not going to be able to attack into turn 1. He's got to focus on his run here. He's got to focus on the run out of the corner and see if he can cut down on the exit, run a little bit higher than he does, which he does. And he has a little bit of a run off the corner. He's not going to be able to challenge. He was actually a tiny bit slower than Peters that last time by, but I think that's just because of the dirty air. And Malachi has a little bit of a run. He's almost there. He needs an extra half-tenth. As now he goes to the inside. He's going to have to try and set it into the corner here and see if he can just get clear of him, which he does. He's just about clear off the corner.
He's got a good run,
in front. Yep, Peters has a good run off the corner, but he backs off. I think he knew he couldn't really fight much. So he just backs off and tries to not lose too much time battling with Malachi. Malachi, let's see if he can chase down these top 2.
I thought Peters was going to go to the inside with like only 12 laps to go. You kind of have to. I know he's a little bit older tires than Malachi, but I'm kind of surprised that Peters didn't probably try battling him. But I guess he just thought it'd be better just to stay behind him right now. But Michael Rosero continuing to close the gap on Eric Peter. Now he's within drafting range to get up to that 28 machine. Both these drivers in the playoffs, but Peter at second place finish on the stage has the advantage, and obviously he has the points lead by 1 point. But Michael Rosero can kind of win this race and get some momentum in the Homestead and see can maybe try to get a little bit better finish and stage points and maybe work his way out. I don't know. See how it goes.
Oh, he hit the wall off the corner, and that's going to be damage for Michael. Right when he was getting close, he had the gap down to 0.3, and I believe it's back out to something like half a second now. And yeah, that's unfortunate. He's probably going to have a little bit of aero damage from that. Let's see the gap at the line. It's back out to 0.4, almost 0.5 now. And we'll have to see does he lose any pace. Aaron Brown has just not made any progress on Zachary Thornton for that top 5 position. And just the 18 team, or the 18 car driven by Aaron Brown has just not had any speed tonight. Like they just haven't really been able to go anywhere. It's been an unfortunate night so far.
Yeah, we are within 10 laps to go to the end of this race. Michael Rosero half a second back from Eric Peter dropping.
Yeah, I think that may have given him some aero damage, so that kind of sucks. That kind of sucks for Michael Rosero there, because yeah, he was catching, and now he is back pulling away.
It's definitely not over, but it's gonna be definitely a tough road for Michael Rosero to get back up to him. But continues to lose ground on this machine. With 8 laps to go, it's gonna be definitely tough. About 6 tenths back.
Yeah, he's dropping off now. Either that's just his, that's either that's just mental or consistency, or I think that's aero damage. To be honest, I when you hit the wall in in some of these NASCAR Cup cars, like it can really hurt your speed. Like you won't be able to pass anyone probably.
Now it's down to 8 tenths, and yeah, it is dropping. I think it's just the aero damage, and that Michael just got frustrated there, and maybe I was overdriving the car a little bit. And, yeah.
It could be a combination of the two, because when you hit the wall and then you realize, oh man, I might have aero damage, you kind of get frustrated at yourself, and you may start to lose focus and start overdriving the corners, which is just never good. And it's best to get your head together and just push forward. The gap stayed basically the same that time by, and Michael may be starting to run out of time. It's not over yet by any means. Peter can make a mistake himself, of course, but in clean air, it's a bit easier. So it doesn't look good for Michael Rosero right now. And just the momentum is swinging more and more towards Eric Heater, not just in this race, but in the championship. And I think if Heater can win this race today, I think this will just give him a huge advantage going into Miami, as Aaron Brown will finish 6th and have no stage points. This could be the turning point in the championship.
I think that with Heater's win, if this does go green the rest of the way, which he's likely to do, I don't think we're close to each other. But still 5 laps to go, so 5 laps, but 10 corners to make a mistake. But I think this would put Heater, I believe, 18 points ahead of Aaron Brown, if I did my math correctly, which is about a 6th position advantage to Eric Heater, not including stage points. So it's definitely not over in the sense that Aaron can't win the championship, but like just the momentum is all in Heater's favor if he does end up winning this race. And I think he's definitely the person to beat at Homestead. He's been pretty good at the 1.5 mile tracks.
Aaron's making all sorts of mistakes right now. He hit the wall going into the corner, and I believe he hit the wall in the previous lap going onto the front stretch. He's just, I think he may be running out of tires and or running out of patience.
And he might lose 2 more positions here as Brock Packard and Eric Keplinger are closing the gap. Aaron cannot afford to lose another about 4 points. If he loses those 2 positions, that would not be good for the 8 team. He just needs to fight as hard as he can.
Oh, he hit the wall again! Loose. He is overdriving the car right now. If I'm him, I'm just telling myself to calm down, because he's hit the wall 2 laps in a row going into turn 3. And that's going to get Eric Keplinger right on his bumper. Aaron just needs to drive perfect from here on out to keep that top 6. Because Eric Keplinger, really good pace right now. One of the quicker cars in the field. So Aaron hit the wall again. What is he doing?
As he just comes Keplinger into the bomb, Aaron needs the. As you know, I thought Keplinger was on his inside, but Aaron has the advantage. White flag is out. Aaron's a little bit tight off the exit. Right now, he's up ahead of Eric Keplinger. If he can stay ahead of Keplinger, I think that would be a good kind of boost to Aaron, as he kind of had a pretty bad race tonight. But if he can just get a 6th place finish and stay within at least 5th place position of Eric Heater on the racetrack, that would be good for him. As Heater crosses the line,
looking to the inside. Yep, Eric Heater wins at Charlotte. As now it's going to be a battle for 6th at the line. Eric Keplinger looking to the inside of Aaron Brown. Almost there. Aaron keeps 6th place, which some consolation. Definitely not the night that Aaron Brown wanted, as he wrecks for the finish and kills Eric Keplinger, and Aaron just alt F4s right after. I think he was very frustrated with how that race went, and frankly, I don't really blame him much.
Yeah, a lot of these playoff drivers did not have a good night. Michael Rosero, the Eric Heater 1-2 playoff drivers, but Michael, I think, is a little bit too far out. But obviously we'll see our actual point standings after the race. But Michael Rosero giving Heater his congratulations bumps on the back straight as Heater's gonna burn it down here at Charlotte. Last time we were at Charlotte, I believe, was for Legacy Trucks, and Heater did win that race too with a bump and run. So, congrats to Heater going back to back at Legacy Charlotte. And Heater, with a dominating show tonight, led a lot of the first half and the second half of the race. And Michael just hit the wall and just got that aero damage and just couldn't get it done. But great job to Luke Peters. Really good finish for him in fourth place after throwing top 5. So very good for those drivers. And yeah, pretty good race actually. The first half was pretty exciting with the strategy. The second half was pretty interesting with Michael trying to catch Eric Heater, but Heater burning it down on the front straightaway.
Yeah, I think part of like Heater just won this on consistency. I think because Michael made that mistake and possibly cost him the win here. So I think he's going to be kicking himself after that. Yeah, it's a really solid run for Malachi too. Top 3 again. Where did he get at Talladega? I mean, he was running. I don't know if he got a top 3, but he was definitely running up front for a lot of that race. And then at Michigan, losing the win on the last lap to Zachary Thornton. I mean, it's been good running for Malachi this season, and kind of unfortunate to not get a win, but decent run for Malachi, a top 3. Zachary Thornton, a solid run at the top 5, so not bad for him. Keplinger, kind of meh run by his standards. I think he would have wanted more, especially being a playoff driver. And then Aaron Brown in 6th, just again not the sort of run he would wanted, and this is going to completely swing the momentum towards Heater in the championship. Kind of an unfortunate situation for Aaron, as he was leading the points for basically the whole season, and then the chase kind of reset things a bit, and now he's lost the points lead. That's just, I don't think that would have happened without the chase, but kind of unfortunate for Aaron. But I mean, you have to win under the point system you're given, and yeah.
So we're gonna do a quick interview with the top 3. Eric Heater, our winner, obviously tonight. We'll bring him into the booth. Hello, Eric. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
So you win here tonight after leading the majority of the race, and you played an interesting strategy on for the stage. And was that your strategy from the beginning, or did you just kind of decide to do it during halfway? Because we kind of saw you get passed by Michael Rosero and kind of lost pace there, or were you just saving fuel?
No, I was saving fuel pretty much from the start of the race. At the very start of the race, I wasn't saving nearly as hard as I was once around the time that Michael passed me. But Michael was battling me, and I knew saving tires and saving fuel, I wasn't going to be able to hold on to him. So I just, I noticed what the fuel situation was, and I decided to, just start coasting a bit on the straightaway, and then just turning the car off into the corner. And Malachi, I mean, I was pretty surprised that he was pretty much, in the same area as me, as with fuel, because he was a lot farther out there. So I don't know if he just saved a lot harder than I was near the end, or if he was saving the entire time as well, and I just couldn't tell. But we pretty much had the same thought to go down pit road right as we, cross the line. I was trying on the last lap there to use the rest of the fuel that I had to, just run it out and then clutch it, and hopefully I would get by him. But obviously I didn't have enough. Not exactly sure where I finished. I think it was like 2nd or 3rd. So definitely good stage points. And then from there, I knew that was probably going to be the best strategy, because I wouldn't have to pit again and take tires. I was able to just top it off with Malachi, and it just worked out into me being able to get by Luke, and then Michael had to get through those other cars there, and then from there it was just managing the gap, and I knew with the distance that we were, I wasn't going to be able to follow his line and give him any dirty air, so he was pretty much able to just run where he wanted, run behind me, and not have too much of an issue with dirty air. And I knew he had a lot of pace, so I tried to allow him to get a little bit closer, and in doing that, I was also saving my stuff a little bit more for the end of the race. to be able to pull away. And once he got up there, I just pretty much mirror drove and made him just follow my line. And I was really just hoping to get him a little bit tight, but he ended up hitting the wall, and that kind of cost him there. And I was able to just drive up and away and take the win. So definitely exactly what I needed for the point situation. Hopefully nothing crazy happens at Homestead, and we can walk away with the third championship.
Yep. Congrats on your win tonight. Anyone tonight's win.
Yeah, all the guys who are racing clean, like Malachi, Michael, all those guys.
Yep. Like I said, congrats on your win here tonight. We'll see you next week at Homestead.
Yep.
Pulling our second place driver, Michael Rosero. Hello, Michael. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you guys.
So, you were catching here at the end of the race, and you just hit the wall there. What happened on the exit of turn 2?
Yeah, I just made a kind of mistake that cost me. I don't know. I think it cost me the win, but I was catching him, and Heater said he was just trying to take it easy so he could give me dirty air, which is a good strategy. But yeah, I just made that mistake. I could have had a shot to win, but yeah, we still came second. Yeah, we had a really fast car, and that was some really good racing on the first 20 laps, and we were able to bring it home P2.
Yeah, and you saw the pretty good run. I believe you got 4th in the stage, so still a pretty good point stay, and hopefully you can challenge for at least I think 3rd place in the championship, maybe even 2nd, depending on how the points shake out after this race. Anyone you'd like to thank for tonight's good run?
I want to thank you guys for broadcasting. Everyone for showing up. Yeah, and thanks to Heater for putting on a good show, and yeah, that was some really good racing on the first 20 laps, and yeah, that's it.
Yep, and congrats on your 2nd place finish here tonight.
Thank you.
That was Mike Rizzo in the 23 machine. We're gonna be rounding out our interviews in 3rd with Malachi Drake. Malachi, get a copy? Malachi, you got a copy?
Yeah, I have you.
So you end up 3rd here tonight. Got by Luke Peters with about the closing laps and got top 3. What was your thoughts on tonight's race and how it progressed throughout the race?
I enjoyed the race. Now several were saying it was boring, but I enjoyed it. Excuse me. I wish I would have realized that at the end there that we weren't gonna have to save on fuel a little bit earlier. Because with about the last 15 laps, I was really pushing, but it was too late, and I'd already the tires were already too far gone to make any sort of a push.
Yeah, we saw you in the first half of the race to the stage. You saved enough fuel to make it to the end. Talked to Heater, and he was just kind of saving the whole time. When did you realize you could make it to the end if you saved?
I would say about halfway through the run, I saw that I would be very close, so I just started, especially in 3 and 4, just pushing in the clutch and letting it coast. And I think that also helped save my tires a little bit in that run too.
Yep. And anyone you think tonight's 3rd place run?
Just thank you guys for broadcasting and you for putting it on, and congrats to Heater on the much deserved win.
Yep. Congrats on your 3rd place finish here tonight at Charlotte.
Thank you.
That was Malachi Drake, and that's gonna be it for our interviews tonight. Wolfgang, any last remarks for tonight's race?
Well, I think the race was, for my liking, and just a little bit spread out. But I mean, not every race is a complete thriller or not every race is a crazy, caution fest or with a ton of passing and wrecks and stuff, crazy stuff like that. But it was definitely interesting for the standings because a lot of playoff drivers, not having great runs, like Aaron and Keplinger, for example. Like, hold on 1 sec. Yeah, as like a lot of playoff drivers not having great runs here. Yeah, especially like Aaron Brown, like in the championship fight, and then it's just not the run he wanted. This is the first race out of the whole season he has not finished in the top 5, and just not a good place to have that finish. I think the momentum was definitely very much Eric Heater going into Homestead, but it was okay. This is a decent race. I definitely enjoyed commentating on it. Yeah, this is a decent race.
Yeah, it was definitely decent. I don't think it was terrible, but um, it was interesting to see how like the tire wear kind of affected the different lines. We kind of thought, especially the first half of the race was very interesting. Kind of the bottom, Michael kind of made the pass on the bottom. Heater saving fuel, Malchus, and it was just kind of a lot of different strategies. Second half of the race was a lot less strategy. And I think these guys had these guys were a little bit separated because they had different tires, and some people didn't take tires on the stage. Some people took a little bit before. It was kind of just different strategy. I think that's really what kind of separated the field a little bit more. But overall, I think it's a pretty decent race here at Charlotte, and you guys next week for the finale at Homestead with championship will be decided there.
Yep. See